What's up, Jackson? What's going on? What's going on? Well, Thursday. We coming back down. Coming back down this hill. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday, and we gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yo, yeah, I'm on a little late today. You know what I'm saying? I had to, I ain't gonna lie, I stayed up late last night studying. You know, like I said, I'm trying to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to provide some, yeah, trying to provide a skill for myself. Unapologetic. Hey, these are sacrifices that you got to make when you doing when you trying to do something. So, but anyway, I hope you're doing well today. I hope you slept well last night. I hope everything, whether you're going to work, you're at work, or you're coming from work, you just hanging around the house, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I hope you have a real good day today. I have yeah, J Trans still, they still a standstill. According to what I understand, they are still at a standstill. With the negotiation process. You know, and I hope and pray that they come up out of this thing where nobody loses their job, because I'm like this here. I mean, to a certain degree, how long is this gonna have to happen? Because those those other people's workers that are there, they're gonna be ready to go home. You know, those workers that's from out of town, they're gonna be ready to go home. They can't be living in a hotel. And this is an undue hardship to MV Transport. An undue hardship. Because even though the bus company is still moving and everything, the money not there. And now we at another, we're going into September. They're gonna get paid again. If how much I wonder how much their outcome. I want to know what their outcome is, because the income is going to be, it's every month. That's going to be a set number because they're under contract, right? But what is all this going to cost MV Transport? And what is all this going to cost the drivers? Because it seems to me this is a lose-lose deal. I didn't want it to be, but I'm going to say it to be that this is a lose-lose deal, because those drivers are losing because they're losing time by spending all that time out there on strike. They ain't getting no bread. The unions probably, they're probably getting a little insurance money from, the union or whatever the case may be. But how long that's gonna last? How long that's gonna last? Then you got MV Transport. MV Transport putting up their money by paying these other drivers X amount of money, paying these drivers, plus they doing they give them free room and board. Then they pay, you know what I'm saying? All the bells and whistles. Then they gotta maintain the offices and all that kind of jazz. So it looks like this is gonna be a loser. Yay, look here. Um, you know, council members right. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is gonna be a lose-lose deal. The council was right. This is gonna be a lose-lose deal, because right now at this point, because it's like being at a party. Yeah, anything over 4 hours is a waste of time. Anything over 4 hours is a waste of time. That's the same thing with this. Being on everything over a certain point on a strike is a waste of time if you're not ready to go into negotiations. Because I know the drivers gonna get tired, and the way MV Transport, come on man, they can't keep shelling out no bread like this. You know what I'm saying? That'll make them shut down. they'll shut down. City got a. I seen a city budget meeting yesterday. Today I think they had it on Friday. But I saw it yesterday. Whatever. And they have some. They got to revitalize revamp a lot of things. And I know that they're trying to get things in certain places, but. And I'm just kind of concerned about, like I said before, about that, about the video, about because they was talking about the public access channel, and they was talking about where the offices needs to be and wants to be and all that kind of jazz. And they're talking about the conditions of, this different. They was talking about different offices and the conditions that these offices is in. So, but I was more concerned with when they was talking about the public access channel. I'm gonna be real with you. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing as far as that public access channel because maybe they do, but maybe they just don't have the equipment to do it, and that's not good. That's not good. Because the equipment, they should have the equipment to where they should be able to send a link. See that and say, well, you could you can link. Now they trying to was telling everybody you can link their channel over to YouTube. This, that, whoop, whoop. Councilman Foot was like, man, I ain't even know that. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, a lot of folks don't know that. But the point is that right there should not even be an issue. The technology is so robust now, and it's so versatile. It's like they can literally like send you a link if you got a live. And I hope, and like I said, I'm really trying to, I really hope wait till YouTube come up and I get enough subscribers. That's why I say click, like, share, and subscribe. Click, like, share, and subscribe. So I could go live. That way, all they got to do is send me a link. They send me a link, and all I got to do is just hit the link, and I could be in my station, in my house, chilling. And I'm looking at it the way y'all looking at it at the same time. And it's live. It's live. It's live as it's happening. But all this taping and then posting, man, it's whack. That's whack. Behind times, kid. Jackson, Mississippi is behind time. And what puts them behind time is, and I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Folks need to open up their mouths. Closed mouths don't get fed. Period. And a lot of that crap goes on. I know it goes on. I've seen it go on. I've worked, man. I've had a lot of jobs here in Jackson, Mississippi. Before I even lost my eyesight, I had a lot of different jobs. And you would not be surprised. You got a lot of supervisors and managers and stuff over these certain companies. They don't want to open up their mouths and tell people what they need. They'll figure, well, they ain't going to do nothing no way. Come on. Come on. And then they go and they just deal with what they got. Man, that's some slavery crap. That's slavery. That's slavery at its finest. Real talk. You scared to open up your mouth. Oh, I'm scared to ask Mouser, cause Mouser, gonna tell me no anyway. Cause he told Susie May no. He told Alphys no. I ain't gonna be the one he told no. I'm not gonna get no whooping for Mouser. Come on, give me a break, son. That's what they doing. And the majority of folks is us, black folk. Majority of folks is us. We do this mess. Then right behind their back, man, forget that cat. Man, he ain't hitting on nothing. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Susan? Look, man, they want to talk bad about him. As soon as they walk up, they want to do a tap dance show. Come on. I'm metaphorically, that's what goes down. That's exactly what goes down here. Then when they get in front of the council, they get all bashful and you know what I'm saying? Well, we don't need a whole lot. We just need a little bit of this. What is wrong with you? You need a whole computer. Why would you tell them you just need a monitor? You need a whole computer. Why would you tell them that you just need you need a whole computer? Why would you just tell them you just need somebody to come in and look at your Windows 7? And we already here at Windows 11. And you holler, you need a new you don't need no new computer. But you go behind the scenes. They go behind the scenes and they tell their colleagues and stuff, yo, subordinates or whatever. They go, yo, man, we need some more computers, man. Try to get down there. Man, them folks sitting there looking at, yeah, you right. Yeah, you right. And then they sit there, they looking at the screen, saying the same thing you looking at, seeing how these folks is reneging on what they saying, and the cycle just goes on. I'm looking at this with my own eyes. You ain't tell these folks what the truth is. You just gonna sit there, and then when they come back to you, they were like, well, you know, we just gonna have to deal with what we have. Yeah, we have to deal with what you have because you ain't opened up your mouth. These folks, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, that's what goes on. So, you know, and then you wonder why you don't get nothing. You sitting around here, then the lady was talking about earlier, talking about in that meeting that they around, you know, they had flea problems up in the building where they was at. You know what I'm saying? Electric problems. They can't plug up two things at one time. They gotta unplug some stuff. Man, that should have been known. They should have been sent out letters to them folks. I wouldn't have came to no meeting. They would have been apprised to what was going down. Straight up and down. They would have definitely been apprised to what's been going down. I wonder if I send a letter to my boss, and my boss tells me, and my boss act like they don't want to do nothing, I'm going over their head. It's over with. Because this has to get done. Because it's dealing with the productivity of the job. They say, this ain't personal. Well, we'll just wait till we get to a meeting. No, I'm letting them know now. This is what's happening. I'm sending certified mail with a return receipt and letting them know. Or, you know, so affidavit mail or whatever, something. I'm going to have some type of witness to letting them know if I take it down there to them myself. And I'm telling you, that's what's going on. That's what's going on, resident. And them folks over there in that building in them conditions. And then they hollered, you know, got city officials hollering, you know, would it be cool if y'all come back over here to the city instead of dealing with that over there? You know, one guy was talking about, because he was talking about they had a printer issue, they needed a printer, and he was like, well, why don't y'all just come back over here to the city and just use the printer over here, and just because we got space over here for y'all offices, which it's feasible because if it saves time and money, that's cool. If it saves bread, yeah, no doubt. But that's been going down. That's been happening. They should have been got the memo on that. Why do you have to come to a meeting in order to discuss something as strenuous as that? How long that's been going on with those people over there at that building over there, downtown on State Street, where the library used to be over there in that area? Because it's an office over there with the city. How long they been going through that? How long they been going through that? The lady said she been working there she been working for the city for 38 years. Come on, man. You go on the city of Jackson and look at that budget meeting. And you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, folks tripping. Those folks is tripping over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because, like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. And you scared to go to the boss man. I think their boss, his last name was Lot. Last name was Lot. You know what I'm saying? Their boss was Lot. I think that's, I hope I'm not getting mixed up. But yeah. And I'm saying it's crazy. Folks been going through this crap with the city for the longest. But it ain't the city fault. It's not the mayor's fault. It ain't the council fault. Because if they don't know, how they gonna fix it? That's an employee supervisor fault. They don't want to run they don't want to open up their mouths. Ain't no way. They ain't folks talking about I need administrative assistant, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Okay. But why you didn't tell me this before? Why are you operating at a loss? And that's why the productivity of whatever it is in your position has been degraded. Make that make sense. That's because they don't want to open up their mouths. And it's not just the city. That's not just the city of Jackson. A lot of these companies where these folks be on their jobs, they just on their jobs and they ain't gonna say nothing. They just hold their head down and they're gonna deal with the conditions that they're in. See, don't bring me to the party, because I'm gonna poop on it. I am. I'm a party pooper. I'm a party pooper. The last job that I was on, everybody in there visual impaired. Everybody in there visual impaired. And they have some type of impairment with their vision, right? But it was cold like crazy up in that building in the winter time. Crazy cold. Crazy cold. I'm talking about it stayed cold up in there. And they wouldn't have the heat on. It got to the point where folks was bringing their blankets, everything, working in their coats. I was one of them. So I figured out who do we need to talk to. And I called the right people. Oh, they got mad. The company got mad. The company that I used to work for got mad at me. They got real mad. But I tell you what, they made a change. They made a change just before I got ready to leave. Just before I got ready to leave, they was making a change. So I'm a straight shooter. If the conditions is wrong, look, if I'm constantly telling y'all, bosses, supervisors, I'm going to all the heads, and y'all not doing nothing about it. Oh, y'all just added extra layers. How in the hell you gonna tell that to blind folks? How you gonna tell that to blind people? Y'all just wear extra layers. Yeah, it's not that cold in here. Come on, make it make sense. So what I did was I got on the horn and I called. I called. At first, I thought I called OSHA, but OSHA was, I was like, and then I was like, and then I said let me call, and then I said let me call the health department. You know what I'm saying? I made calls, and they got on the horn and they talked to them folks. They talked to the folk because it wasn't my company that had that they got on. It was the people who own that facility, and the folks that own that facility had to provide that stuff. But see, they was getting. See, my company, the company, my ex company that I was working for, they was probably getting the rent at such a cheap price. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know what I'm saying? But then they's like, well, we're gonna go up on y'all if we do this. Nah, that's whack. This ain't no damn sweatshop. This ain't no sweatshop. And I'm telling you, that's what it was. That's what it was. But right is right. But let me say, and I'm gonna tell you, the company was LC Industries. The company was LC. I am not straight. I'm not. Look, I'm telling you. And we was over there off of County Line, over there on County Line Road, over there by the Capital Beverage Building. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that I had to move, but I'm quite sure it had something to do with it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, how can a person work in conditions that is not favorable to their production? Make it make sense. Let's keep that a buck here. So, but you got the wrong cat. I'm sorry, I'm the wrong cat. I'm going to speak up and speak out. And I don't give a ding dong if I never get hired back there to that place. Ever. I'm telling you. But right is right. Right is right. And you should never, ever, ever go on your, put your principles on the line, on the line when it comes to your safety or your health. Period. But that's what they do. That's what a lot of them do. I'm telling you. And that's not just here in Mississippi. I've seen it in a lot of places. I even seen it in New York. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait. Wait for what? You gonna wait for what? Wait for you to have a slip and fall? You gonna wait for them to not put a sign out and they got water everywhere? But they got a sign out. But they still got water everywhere. Cause they got a crack in their floor and then water coming up out of it. Cause they won't fix their piping system. And they got water everywhere. Or it's always raining from the roof and in a certain area every time it rains, but they're gonna put a sign there. Fix the damn roof. See my point? So, the only thing I'm telling you, don't compromise. I know you got bills to pay. I understand that, but I'm gonna tell you something. It's your integrity, your health, and your safety. You mean to tell me a Federal Reserve note is worth more than that? Really? If you feel that a Federal Reserve note is worth more than your health, safety, and your integrity, you need to be looking for another job. I'm just going to tell you off the rip. You need to be looking for another job. Stop playing. No, and then I'm telling you, but a lot of folks are not going to. They going to totally disagree with me. If you got bills to pay like that, then you know what I'm saying, you go put your head down too. No, I'm not. I'll go home and twirl my thumbs. So I'll be looking for something else. Have a good day. Oh, I quit. I resigned. Enough is enough for me. I left LC Industries. I did. I left. Enough is enough. I stayed there after. I stayed there, during the pandemic or whatever, and because I had planned on leaving after I made 10 years. But I stayed there after the pandemic hit. I stayed there for about a year or so, and I left. I stayed there I was there for about 12 years. I stayed there for about 2 years. But I left. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I'm good. Y'all can have it. I can't do this no more. For the fact is that because y'all treat people the way you want to treat them. And then when we tell you, hey, you not treating me right, you're ready to fire me. I don't want to work. I don't ever want to work on a job like that. And that's no job like that. I'm not want no job like that. If I tell you that you ain't treating me right and you ready to fire me because I done told you that you ain't treating me right, or you need to talk to me with respect, why would I want to work on a job like that? Why would I want to work on a job where I can't tell you to respect me? So, and I'm just keeping that, I'm gonna keep that 100. I'm gonna keep that 100. This is not a negotiation on my integrity, my safety, and my health. It's non-negotiable. That's why I said if I ever get back on another job or whatever, it's a contract. If I own a job, it's gonna be a contract job. It's gonna be something negotiable. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be something negotiable. So, and that's the way I look at it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But anyway, but I'm gonna land my plane on that one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like I said, I hope the city get they get their budget together. I hope they get it together. I hope people get what they need. See, my question is this: if a lot of folks have been working in these tough conditions, what's going on with the bread? I'm quite sure they had a budget. I'm quite sure that those officers had a budget. That's what I'm tripping on. I'm really, really, really in question of that. What was the budget for it? I know you got a budget for your employees and all of that, and office supplies. What was it? They never said that. They never said what their budget was. Oh, yes, they did. They said their budget was 400 and something thousand, and then they spent 200 and something thousand. And they said that the reason why it was so low because they didn't spend that much. Well, that's why your folks ain't getting what they want, what they need. That's why the folks wasn't getting what they need. Go look at that. Go look at that thing. Go look at it. Go look at that budget. Homeboy came up. This guy, what's his name? I know his last name was Lot. And they was looking at the was it the RF 126 or something like that, the budgets and everything, and they came up and because Foot was asking a question about the variances of the numbers, the contrast of the number, He said, why is it so high and so low like this? And he was like, yo, the 200 and some odd thousand, that's what we spent. The 400 and some odd is what we didn't spend. We didn't spend that. That's that number. Whatever that was left over, that's what we didn't spend. Well, that's why your folks ain't getting what they need. That's off the rip. Let's keep that 1,000. They want to be conservative. How the heck? Why is conservative? Why does conservative shit for some people creates a problem for someone else? You know, you want to be conservative in this area, but you're going to make people suffer because you're trying to save some bread because it's going how it's going to look on paper. That's ego. You got an ego problem, homeboy. That's off the rip. When I saw it, I was like, yo, he got an ego problem. And then there's people coming up there talking about what they need. And y'all tell them what y'all didn't spend and what y'all got left over. The folks is finna donate them the building. Hey, like we say, it's too much like right. That's my spill for today. Look here. But look here. Click like and share and subscribe, please. Click like, share, and subscribe. Cash at me if you want to drop something for me. Cash at me at Foresight718. That's $$ Foresight, FORESIGHT 718. Yo, hit me a cash app. Look here, we'll talk to y'all tomorrow Friday. So y'all stay safe, stay up, and stay encouraged. Peace.